Hi all, today I am going to discuss about SAP Production Support. What is SAP Production Support? After the implementation of the SAP, the business needs to support on daily basis or whenever they face the issues. They raise the ticket with us, that is mean production support people, and we will go through and we will solve their problems. In a nutshell, this is what we call SAP Production Support. So, in SAP Production Support, you need to know so many things. What is going on in SAP Production Support exactly? So, what are the major issues you are going to face? So, issues generally you face is invoice not released to accounting, pricing errors, accounting determination error, vendor and customer mark for deletion, bad job issues, posting period issues, intercompany issues, cost center and profit center issues, production order related issues, FI and MM integration issues, payment term related issues. You will get many more issues. I have listed down the major issues what you are going to face. So you need to address all these issues in a SLA. What do you mean by SLA? SLA is service level agreement. So service level agreement will tell you within how many days you are going to solve the issues. That is point number one. Then point number two, what is the role of a consultant in a production system? First and the foremost, you need to understand the system landscape. System landscape means what? You should know what is a development client and what is a quality client and what is a production client. Then accordingly, you need to do the modifications or change the configuration as required in the development system. Then you have to move it to quality system. Here you have to perform the testing in quality system. After performing the testing in the quality system, you have to send the testing results to the end user or a business to provide user acceptance test or UAT. Then you have to move to the production. This is the nutshell I am explaining to you. In the due course of time, I'll explain to you everything in detail. So number two, SLA agreements. What do you mean by SLA agreements? As I mentioned earlier, this is a service level agreement. So if you get a P1 ticket, 0 to 8 hours you have to solve. This is a high priority ticket. Then if you get a P2 ticket within 48 hours for the issues classified as a medium priority. Then within 5 working days, issues classified as a low priority ticket, that is P3 tickets. See, whatever I explained, it will not be the same in every client. It might vary. You might be getting P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6 like that. It depends on client to client. I'm just given everything in a broader perspective. The next question comes, what are the other teams involved in the production support? That you should identify when you are working in a production support. Number one, ABAP and technical team. You should know who's are all working in ABAP and technical team and who's are all working in a basis team. ABAP team, they are going to do the development. The basis team, they are going to move your TRs to the quality, to the production. And security team, they will give you the access if you don't have the access. The SCM team, that is material management team, you need to interact with them whenever you have any issues related to MM. So MM related issues are something like MIGO, MIRO, PO related issues, or you're going to deal with the SCM team. Then OTC team. OTC is order to cash team, that is SD team. They are going to deal with pricing errors and contracts and bill plan, so on and so forth. So WM team. So warehouse management and MM team are closely integrated, and BI, BW team and CRM team, HCM team. See, these are the teams which I mentioned. In most of the client they are going to work. as they have implemented their modules, those teams will be there, but you have to be keenly involved in, you should know what are the teams are involved in your production support. Next step is you should know about client process. What do you mean by client process? See, client process, something you should know about the batch job issues. So daily batch job will run, that you should know the issues. This plays a very bigger role. Then you should know about testing process to get a UAT approval, dealing with basis team to move the TR to production, apply SAP access. So applying SAP access, generally it will take a longer time as it requires the multiple approvals. And next is you have to find out the SME. SME is subject matter expertise. So suppose you want to know the tax codes for a particular country. As a consultant, you will not be knowing each and every country tax codes and tax procedures. You need to reach out to respected SMEs to know what is a tax code. You might get a ticket related to tax codes also. So in order to find out the exact tax code, if you don't know, then you have to reach out to the subject matter expertise. Then you will be getting IDOC monitoring also. So IDOC monitoring, whatever the file you get, you need to process in W02 and see which all the IDOCs got failed. You have to analyze the IDOC, which are all the IDOC got failed, and you need to suggest for reprocess or suggest for not to process the IDOCs. Then you should know about year-end process also. Year-end process is a very lengthy process. If your production support is going to work on year-end process, you should know the list of process, what they are going to follow, and you should learn what all the things you need to do from your end. There might be a certain examination specific to the client. See, whenever you joined as a production support consultant, there are many clients will provide you certain examination related to their environment or they are related to their business. So you need to take those exams and you have to pass. Generally, it will be easier. There is nothing to worry about that. And you have to list down daily and month-end activities. What are the daily activities you have to do? What are the month-end activities you have to do? Generally, the month-end activities might be opening and closing posting periods that you need to do. And you should also know about how to raise the FFID, firefighter ID, and client opening system. This is very, very important. Certain operations you have to perform directly in the production environment. To perform those activities in the production environment, you need to raise the FFID access. Then point number 5, how SAP is integrated with another system. So when you are in a production support team, you should know what are all the other systems has got integrated with SAP. Say for example, you should know how Vertex got integrated with SAP, Get Paid or Copa or any other third-party applications are getting integrated with SAP. You need to know because you might get tickets based on those errors also. You have to find out whether it is the error from other application or it is error from SAP. If the error is from the SAP, you need to fix it. If the error is from the other application, you have to reach out to the respective teams. What are all the issues you face in the production support? It is very, very important. Say when you are working in a larger client where they have a multiple vendors. Say for example, what do you mean by multiple vendors? There are a consultant from Wipro, there are consultant from Infosys, there are consultant from Tech Mahindra, there are consultant from other companies also. In those cases, you have to work with the multiple vendors. So what are the issues you are going to face with the multiple vendors when you are working? They might or they might not share the knowledge, whatever the client knowledge they have already. That is the most difficult thing you are going to face it when you are working in a production support. So they will not share the knowledge in depth and it is very difficult to find out the respective documentation for the issues you are going to face. So it is something like finding out a document in a bigger projects is finding out a needle in a haystack. So that much difficulty you have to face. And working in a larger projects, this is one of the most difficulties you are going to face, but there is no other go. You have to overcome that. So another thing is difficulty in dealing with different teams. So that different team means what? There will be material management team will be there, basis team will be there, selling and distribution team will be there, and there are so many other teams are working. Getting a information from them might be a difficult. It is not that easy. Sometimes they provide full information. Sometimes they are not going to provide a full information. These are the things you need to know how you have to deal with the different teams. Next is understanding the business requirement when the business are not sure of what they want. This is a typical issue you are going to face in the production support. So many a times business will give a requirement and the requirement will be keep on changing, and you should know how to deal with these kind of situations. You have to take a business confirmation on every requirement, and you have to start building the, or you have to do the development accordingly. If they keep on changing the requirement, you should tell, see, this is the effort we have initially discussed, and this if effort will be the additional one. Maybe we can include in this build, or we can include in the next build. This is how you can give the answers. And dealing with non-speaking users, this is one of the most difficult thing you are going to face when you are in a production support. There is no other go. You have to somehow you have to talk to them, and or you have to ask some translators to translate their language into English, and you should know their requirement or the issues you are going to deal. One of the largest problem you face is a senior consultant who is working with the client for more than a few years. They neither share the documentation nor guide you the client process. This is the typical issues that every consultant will go through in a very big companies. Suppose you join a very big company for a production support. The production support is already doing their work since many years. If you join as a newcomer, then you will face these difficulties. So you should know how to deal with the senior consultant, get the information. So these are all about the production support, what you are going to deal with. In my coming classes, I am going to discuss about the real-time issues and how to understand the tickets, and what how you have to interact with the end users or a business, and how you need to analyze the tickets also. I'm going to explain you in detail. Thank you for listening my session.